You manifested this. You've been working really, really hard for this. Take a minute to look around and sit with what you've manifested and acquired today. It's such a beautiful reading that I just had to share it with the collective, because I started off reading for myself, preparing for the week ahead, going, right, what do I want to share for the next 7 days? What is really going on with me so I can clear my energy out and make space for the collective? And as I did that, I really got awakened to everything I have in my life right now. Right now, in this very moment, and this is for you, collective, so please embrace it, go with it. We are going to pull cards, but I want to give you the right juicy intro for this, because it is really true and it's really important. Sometimes we forget exactly what we have in the now moment that we should be so grateful for, because one day, long ago, we wanted this. I'm living in 9 of Cups right now. In this very moment. That means whoever I'm connecting with, you are in 9 of Cups right now. You have it all, but you don't feel like you do, because you're ambitious, you're determined, you're driven, you're hardworking, and you want more. 7 years ago, 8 years ago, 9 years ago, 10 years ago, 20 years ago, you manifested this life, and now you have it. But that was 20 years ago. You manifested 19 years ago, 18 years ago, 17 years ago, 16 years ago, 15, 14, 13, 11, 12, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And right now we're manifesting again, thinking again, dreaming again, believing again, wanting something new again, desiring to evolve again. So in those moments, we skip past and fast track ourselves towards the highest light, the highest vibration, which we should do. We're light workers, we're star seeds, we're sorcerers. Of course we want more than this. But we forget to embrace this moment. I have a long list of what I want to achieve in my life. And it grows, and it grows, and it grows. I have manifestations. I have strategic plans, project plans, vision boards, manifestation grids, star grids, affirmations, prayers, mantras, journals, the whole shebang. I'm working on many different things at this time. But I need to value what I have in the now. So although I'm working and I'm busy and I'm doing what I'm doing and I'm living in the fast lane, I need to remember that now is the most gorgeous moment of all. You need to remember that now is the most gorgeous miracle of all. So let's deep dive. The first card out is the 8 of Pentacles, followed by the Justice card, followed by the Ace of Cups, followed by the Emperor, followed by the King of Pentacles, followed by the 5 of Cups, followed by the 6 of Cups, Temperance, the Star, and the 6 of Swords. Bottom of the deck, 7 of Swords. I'm so glad I've done this. I'm so glad I felt guided to do this for you guys. I'm so glad to be here with you guys and share my journey with you and enlighten you to the journey that you're on and give you confirmation today. That's all this is. I sit in my own home, in my lounge, at my desk, doing this tarot reading for you. I have no one interrupting me, no one banging on the door, no one I need to stop and give money to or attention to, no other obligations. This is where I'm at in my life, and this is a moment of freedom and enjoyment for me. A decade ago, that wasn't the case for me. When I first started on YouTube, I was reading on an old bit of canvas that I covered with a cloth with old tarot decks. And I was just pinning them up with some background music, and I was living in a tiny shoebox of a bedroom fighting for traction. I had better traction than I did back then, I believe. So in the now moment, I'm like, well, we're going to need to come back to YouTube. I've been gone for ages. I pop in and out across all of my platforms. But I'm going to need to get traction. I used to have better traction on old channels that don't even exist today. We're going to need to get some traction going again. And that's my priority. I'm pushing for what I think is acceptable for how much I've worked in this lifetime. But what I sidestep is all the other things I've done in my life. And this isn't a moment to gloat, and this isn't about me. And I say that a lot sometimes when I do readings. This isn't about me. But if I don't share my empathic story with you and use me as the example, what do we have? Because these tarots are this tarot, these symbols are my vision. Tarot is my methodology that I share with you. You have your own tarot and your methodology. How you read the Eight of Pentacles in your deck versus how I read the Eight of Pentacles in my deck, different. It's the beauty of tarot. That's the beauty of symbolism. That's the beauty of magic. It's the beauty of alchemy, right? That is quantum as well. Quantum mechanics that is so diverse and so molecular and so unique, yeah, and so ethereal at times. So I say that to go, wow, can we all stop and just take a minute and take a deep breath in and out? You can tell my breathing's not great because I said take a deep breath in and I just went, oh, breathe out. Like, God, my breathing, isn't it incredible, guys? Because sometimes, and if that's you, hit the like, resonate, share your story in the comments. Her 7D consciousness channel does indeed have breath work over there, and more unique breath work experiences will come from her in the future. So my point with that is, we are so wrapped up with building, evolving, developing, regardless of your zodiac. I can talk about the Virgo perfectionist. I could talk about the fiery, spicy Leo. I could talk about the steadfast, determined Taurus, the headstrong Aquarius, the emotionally deep Scorpio, the guarded, mystical Pisces, the gung-ho spirit of the Libra. We could go on and on. But regardless of who is listening out there, and where we're at, whatever your pay bracket is, whatever your following is, whatever your subscriber count is, but regardless of your traction, you're way further down the line than you could ever believe. Because although I start my YouTube journey again, I now have 5 YouTube channels, not 1. And every single one of them is being worked on throughout the year to streamline, smooth, and really integrate what I want for the future over the next decade. It's a long-term mission. What is your long-term mission? What's taking you a long time? Put it in the comments. Not only that, I no longer just run a tarot library with family and friends. I have a massive company and child company that I'm developing at that develops tech and well-being. And I'm actually building a school that encompasses the love and light and aspirational aspects of tarot and how that impacts on our psychological health and well-being. That is a long-term project and something I've built over the last 10 years. So if my accounts are not thriving with viewers and subscribers, I think it's okay. I think God's like, are you serious, Hermitologist? Do you know where you've been and what you've done over the last decade? You've been around the world studying all of this stuff. Virtually. Do you get what I mean? It's not an easy thing to do. Some of you guys are underestimating all the things that you've done in your lives. And you think that one thing, I should have a bigger house by now. I should have a husband by now. A wife by now, more kids by now. I should be way richer than this, I get in my head a lot. And that's definitely not me. That's one of you guys out there. Someone out there believes that they should be up billions more than they are. And it weighs on you a lot. Yeah? Because there's expectation of what we should be living like. Someone believes that they should have children. I should have kids and a family by now. I haven't got that. And that stays in your mind. That feels like a tick of deficit. I'm in deficit because I haven't got the billions that I thought I would. I'm in deficit because I haven't got a husband or wife. I'm in deficit because I haven't got my own house or my own kids. And that deficit that you create in your mind manifests outwards and ripples into your reality. Because once again, 10 years ago, I didn't set out to have the big ass company that I do now. I didn't set out to have anything other than a really quiet, comfortable, cozy place of my own to do tarot readings online. And now I have that. And I'm busy rushing around thinking about the school, thinking about the technology, thinking about Hermitology.me, thinking about what needs to be released next, thinking about all the companies around the world, thinking about legal and geopolitics and government and institution and what's coming next and what I've got to do over the next few months. I'm thinking physics and formula and quantum mechanics. There's a lot going on here, coding, networking, investors, stakeholders. I'm so far removed from simply just chilling out and reading tarot for the collective on YouTube. Wait, what? That's all I wanted 10 years ago. That's what I manifested 10 years ago. So we can go, fucking hell, are your manifestations delayed and slow? Or we can say, checkmate. Made it. Not going to beat myself down about how long it's taken me to get here. I've done it. And actually, if I don't fucking live in it, how is the divine going to know that I've received it and I'm grateful? Because I need to sit in this vibration and charge. Give thanks. I look around her home and it's so homely and it's so gorgeous and it's so perfect. It's perfectly what I wanted. And coming from homelessness, really struggling to get a home in the first place and get grounded and get away from the toxicity that I was living in. You ever been just completely knocked down every time you stand up? Get up, get knocked down again. Get up, get knocked down again. Get up, get knocked down again. Or for so many years, all I wanted to do was do tarot readings for people. Tarot shows, mediumship shows, tarot readings, tarot events, tarot workshops, tarot library, tarot. That's all I wanted. I wanted to talk about the cards. I wanted to celebrate the cards. That's all I fucking cared about. God said, I've got so much more for you. That's why I keep knocking you down. Because you're not seeing I want more for you. I now do a tarot musical on my website on Hermitology.me. Look at the description. Look at the links in the description. And look at all of the different things I do in my life. And I'm not telling you that once again to flex, because that's not a flex for me. But I'm saying, hey, what is it for you that you're sleeping on and not acknowledging because you've already moved forward 10 years and you're still manifesting that new thing that's maybe not coming for another 10, 5, 7, 6. I'm sorry, we can start counting again. Don't want to stress you. But I do want you to know what you have now, you wanted such a long time ago. And I know we're evolving. And I know it's taken a real fucking long time to just get this. But we're here. And we're grounded. So let's keep going. 8 of Swords came out. And now it's being clarified by the 7 of Swords. And it's so gorgeous. Don't lie to yourself. Don't lie to yourself about the hard work you've done over the last decade. Do not lie to yourself at all, and don't ever feel disheartened because things haven't manifested exactly how you thought they would, and you would think you'll be up millions, billions, Ks. You thought you were going to have way more than you do. You thought you were going to have this life, but you don't necessarily. So you play down everything else you've done. Like I said to you, I have a stable ground, a stable home. I didn't have that before. So I couldn't manifest beyond that. My manifestations couldn't come in. I couldn't accrue wealth in the way in which I wanted to because I was stunted because I couldn't even start in the arena. I couldn't even start life. You see Maslow's hierarchy of needs, the bottom is shelter, the red one. I didn't fucking have a stable base. Because mind, body and spirit was not aligned. I was not lit up times 3 in that area. And we need our mind, body and spirit to be activated and aligned within every single one of those layers in Maslow's hierarchy of needs. And I was in deficit. So I've been fucking around in a rock pool and around energies that have done nothing but fuck with my psychological well-being, which is the main reason I done tarot in the first place and studied developmental psychology and went down the route in which I did. Tell me your stories in the comments. Feel free to share more, share your links, share your website, share your business ideas, share everything that you're working on. Talk about it. Hit me up on Twitter, share your comments, hit me up on any platform. I'm not really on many platforms at all, to be honest, other than Twitter, where I just troll more time. But maybe Facebook is my most authentic account. Instagram is just flex.com when you're in the mood to flex. And so maybe follow me on Facebook. It's probably the best place, and message me there because that's the most kind of authentic, real people space that's available. And if you want to get trolled and attacked on Twitter, then pull up. But the point is, Justice card in the world. God loves you. God sees you. And God's going to take you to wherever you're meant to be going. And I know sometimes you think you know best and you have a very specific vision in your mind. Like, I want to let people know who don't, like, if you don't have children yet, it's okay. Yeah. If you really, really, really wanted children and you don't have any yet and you feel like you're getting old and you may not, please don't worry. I worry so much about women in that pressure zone, and I feel kind of pressured by it, thinking about myself, not me personally, because I've always been, I can have kids, I can not have kids, I can take it, I can leave it. I've been very in that mind frame since I was very young, and I've worked with kids for a very long time from nappy age. So you can imagine how children, please take the child and go. God forbid. You know, so that's quite the bitter, that energy in me, whether it's positive or negative or deeply rooted in negative trauma, who knows, right? Either way, that's kept me grounded in not having kids at the age of 37 as a female, which is a rare thing, you know. But I know that there are some women out there that long and dream to be a mother, you know, and there's so much pressure on women and men too. I don't want to disregard men out there, you know, because not everyone's would have kids straight away, and for other reasons for it. There's adoption, there's fostering, and I know it's not what everyone wants. So if I'm talking to someone who can't have kids, then and you know you can't have kids, I'm not telling anyone anything. If you know you can't have kids, there's other alternatives. I don't want you to lose hope in that ever. And if you haven't had kids yet because you're looking for the right person, just be grateful that you didn't decide to just sleep with anyone just to have a kid. So many people do that, and I don't know how much people really feel the reward from that. Some people trick their baby fathers into sleeping with them, and some men trick women into feeling safe in the bedroom whilst intentionally not wearing a condom to impregnate their partner. Yeah, I'm sure this is a story for someone because we're here now. But in the past, when I was in my younger days, I was in a committed relationship where my partner wanted me to get pregnant. I was not in a financial stable place for that. I couldn't think of anything worse at that time. I was like, oh, God forbid I raise a child now. I've got a career and a life I want to build. Please, no. So it's scary to think what could have happened if I was pregnant. Gosh, my life would be so different. God, I would be burdened. It would be awful. Awful. So we have to look at the blessings that we do have, because if you haven't got a child right now and you're not in that place, then that means God's taking you on a different journey and a different route for a reason. And trust in that. Please trust in that. Okay? You're safe and it's okay, and there's time on the clock. And if there isn't time on the clock and you know that you can't, then there's going to be alternatives. There's ways. I promise you there's ways, and there's new technology coming out all the time, which is pretty fucking incredible. And surrogates are kind of a norm nowadays as well. So please don't ever give up, and don't worry, please, guys. Don't worry, okay? Stress so much about pressures on women, especially because suddenly out of nowhere I turned 37. And I was like, my gosh, it's taken me a long time to get my life together. What am I going to do now? God, do I want a husband? Do I want kids? Is this where I'm at? Is this the last piece of the puzzle in my life? I need time to think about this. This is very serious. What am I going to do? I'm like, my God, am I going to have kids? Am I going to not? I don't know. I don't know, but this business is so important to me. Like, this is how I talk to myself, guys. But I'm like, my business is so important to me. My business is my child. And now I actually have a child company. So I'm incredibly busy. Where is the child going to fit into my schedule? And where on earth is my husband at a time like this? Time is ticking. I'm hitting 4-0. My goodness. Oh, do I even have time to deal with a husband at this time? Is there even going to be a husband that I could stomach for long enough? That's the truth. Let alone, can they stomach me for long enough? That's a whole other question that we will not answer anytime soon. But let's have those conversations and let's be open to thinking. And let's not push those thoughts and feelings to the back of our mind, okay, guys? Because in the back of the mind, the Ace of Cups are there. There's a lot of emotions. When you manifest, you're manifesting through so much emotion, guys. Yeah? Aww. And the Emperor is coming out with the Tower now, in the front of the mind. Wow. You really care about this. You really care about building this empire. Yeah? In my head, I get Jay Huss's song, Billa Zoot and Billa Empire, right? I don't even smoke no more. But it's such an old school lyric that's so just down to earth, like taking the time to build an empire for yourself, but also living in it. Chill, zen, enjoy your life. Yeah? Enjoy your life. Whatever you do have and whatever you have achieved, like, no matter what it is, guys, what you have right now is what you have right now. Some people fall on hard times, and you could be 40 years old, 50 years old and living back home. Move back in with your mum, or move back in with a roommate, move back in with your brother, sister or sibling. You've gone backwards in life, you feel. Bet you haven't. Bet you haven't. Bet you haven't. Because God really does put you in the places you need to be. I didn't think this was going to be a long reading, but I'll tell you something that is such a true story and so empowering in regards to why I live the way I do so authentically and believe in what I believe in. When I was on the verge of being homeless again, where there was some serious tensions and struggles in the accommodation that I had, yeah, choosing words carefully to refrain from diving into dimensions we no longer need to go into in relation to other. I was really on the way out of potentially being homeless and rough sleeping and out again. I was kind of in and out of, I don't have a safe space to live anymore again. And I know it. And I can't stay here and tolerate any kind of manipulation, abuse or psychological warfare. I'm on the edge. I'm on the edge of being really unsafe. I feel really uncomfortable here. This isn't a home for me. I can't stay here, right? I'm at risk, basically. And I could feel the weight of this toxicity that was just screaming at me. I'm spiritual, so I know darkness when I see it and feel it. I've got to go. I don't know what to do, and the next few nights I'm kind of just out and here and there and doing everything I can to not stay in an environment that's no longer safe for me. I'm a little rabbit. I'm a nervous Nelly. I'm anxious. I'm like, oh my God. Empathically, this is fucking torturous. I'm not safe. I'm not okay. I've got to get out of this environment. We've reached our capacity and our limit to engage in this shit, right? So, one of the nights I'm out and God's gone, just go here. I've been trying to assess where I'm going to move to and what I'm going to do and how much money I've got and go through it. And God, I speak to God all the time and I own the fact that I speak to God. And I don't know if a lot of people do that or if people trust the voice within, but I speak to God. I have a higher self-communication. I have a lot of threads and communication with the other side. So I'm like, God, what do I do? And God said to me, just go to this location and use this app, call this number And someone will be there at 9:17. So all you've got to do is make sure you turn up at this time, 17 minutes past this time, okay? That's all you've got to do. It's going to be fine. Don't worry. Just go and sit there and wait, and someone will show up and help you, okay? Just trust. It's going to be okay. And I listened word for word, did what I said, looked at the clock second for second, and I think it was actually 10:17. I was waiting there for an hour because I was just sitting with myself questioning, what am I going to do next if this isn't the way? Like, what is the lowest we go to before we dig ourselves out of this hole? And sometimes you have family and friends and people around you, but when you are on a personal pilgrimage, and that's all I can ever call it, that's all I will ever say, and I refrain from diving into old rock pools or of conversation about family, friends or others, but I was on a personal pilgrimage. I was finding me. I was at a low place. I had lost 3 family members. I was doing my best to be what everyone else wanted me to be at this time, while still trying to be me, building my business, grieve, heal, and manage everything I had going on in my life, still building my career, still doing tarot, still doing Zooms, still working with a hell of a lot of people. Still a lot of people in my energy. Gnawing on my chakras. Having expectations of me, violating me, lying to me, manipulating me. Spiritual, psychological warfare. Which I was happy to play off as my own issue. But in hindsight, when you are at your lowest, the vampires will rise and they will try to fucking destroy you. People will destroy you when you're at your lowest. No one could ever take me on or defeat me when I was at my highest. So now I'm grieving 3 family members and I'm at my lowest and I'm struggling and I'm really trying to work out what I'm going to do and where I'm going to live and how I'm going to and I'm still doing tarot all the way throughout this shit. How am I going to manage my life? What the hell? I'm getting attacked. Because now I'm weak and it's obvious I'm weak and people are enjoying my weakness now. People are thriving on my tears. My vulnerability. Things are getting fever pitch. I'm doing the best I can and now I'm at risk. God heard. Just sit here. Just like clockwork, which I believe was 10:17. Either way, it was 17 on the clock because it was a weird number. I wouldn't forget it. It was the 17 that got me sparked in the mind when he was like 17, right? I now talk about the tank boss in game theory and simulation. So we'll talk about God a lot more and who was talking to me. Was it God? Was it the tank boss? Was it one of my past or loved ones? It was definitely God, but we can debate those things, right? Because someone said it. Someone told me to make sure I was sitting at this spot at 17 past the hour and making sure I called this number and checked in, and then somebody pulled up to meet with me as part of like routine kind of outreach support that I had previously kind of connected with, if that makes sense. Reached out to in help of getting some support. And as a result of that, at that time, someone showed up exactly at that time. 17 past, the car pulled up. Out came these 2 outreach workers who came and spoke with me during kind of a really busy season. It was kind of like COVID windows of time as well, so it was all kind of like COVID hub stuff and kind of just a weird situation to be in at all because many people are not even leaving the house and it was just weird. It was just a weird experience. So either way, after that they were like, okay, we're going to see if we can get you some help and get you somewhere to be moved to so you can kind of have some kind of stable accommodation or something, or like supported accommodation or something like that. And after that is when I got put into supported accommodation. And that was a life-changing situation for me. Now I have my own home and I'm stable and grounded. God provided that opportunity for me. I listened to God and he told me what to do and where to go that day to get the help that I needed. Because I listened. So are you listening to God? Are you hearing? Are you believing? King of Pentacles in the past, Ten of Cups. You have it all already, is what it's saying to me. You have it all. And what I will say is, integrity is so important. Standing on your faith and belief is so important. In both situations where I was made homeless or driven to homelessness, I could have chosen to conform and behave in a way in which the homeowner would like. But I have my own morals and integrity and belief system. And if there's something I'm uncomfortable with and something I don't like, I'm not going to be manipulated. You can't manipulate me. I'm not the one. There's no chance. There's no chance on God's green earth, no matter what I've been through, and no matter after 3 family members' death and being on the suicidal and on the verge of absolute despair, I'm still not the one. You can't manipulate me, because just like the Jane Austen quote, any attempt to intimidate me will only make me more stubborn, because I resist that pull. Come to me, my child, let me destroy your life. No. You feel the evil pull and the toll on your heart and soul, on your chakras, on your mental health, on your emotional well-being. Conform to my sin and evil vibration. Come on. Hell fucking no. Not a chance in hell. So you revolt. And you're not revolting because of anything other than it's an automatic response, yin and yang. It's like a battery. 2 batteries or magnets rubbing up against each other is absolute repulsion. You know that's not the way. You know that's wrong for you. You can't do it. And that's what you should carry with you. And that's the faith that you need. And that's when God steps in and talks to you for real, because he goes, I see you, my child. You chose despair over the devil. That's God's work. Yeah? Not a lot of people would do that. So if you had to choose despair instead of choosing the devil's lair, well done you. God saw. God was watching. And that means you're going to come up out of the hell that you was in. Or that you've come up out of the hell that you was in because God watched you. And that's what you've always got to remember, guys. No matter what you're going through, 5 of Cups, 3 of Wands, no matter what you're going through in life, God's watching. Remember, God watches you. I don't want to stress anyone out with that ideology, but goodness gracious me, does it keep me alive? God is watching. So no matter what anyone else does to you, and you know when you're worried about someone and whether or not they're integritous or not, they're going to stab you in the back. Are they an evil cunt, this one? I can't quite work it out. Don't worry. God's worked it out already. So live. Be free. Go with the flow. Trust that God knows. So yeah, you can be violated, but give it to God, okay? Anytime you're worried, just give it to God. Anytime you're questioning somebody else, give it to God. Just keep giving it to God all the time. Give God the glory. Give God the grace. Give God the controls. Because someone told me, clear as day, go here at 17 minutes past the hour. And someone will come and see you specifically and assess your, what's the word? It was basically an outreach group that was just kind of available during COVID windows of time. That's how incredibly lucky I was. It was a COVID special community service, and they were just going around just checking everybody who had kind of registered on this application as, I need support. I'm going through homelessness at this time. I need help. What can you do? And it was just a support team that was going through the list, checking in on everyone. And someone said, just make sure you are there at this time. All you've got to do is show up and make it clear that you need help and that they see you genuinely need help. So I showed up, had a quick assessment, and straight away I was saved from the need to have a massive beanbag and tent and a whole life in the forest, which I am indeed accustomed to. The outdoors is my thing, but no one was desiring to set up shop out there full time. Yeah? But it was interesting because over the last few months I was slowly moving into the forest, and I could feel the need to let's just stay in the forest a little bit longer. Let's just stay in the Greenlands for a longer period of time. It's quite nice over here. I might just need to move in over here. How much do these boats cost? I might just need to buy a boat on the canal and just set up life here because it's getting a fucking bit sticky for me. And then it just got stickier and stickier and stickier. And I was like, well, actually, I'm going to need to move to the fucking forest full time if I can't get a stable ground. And that was homelessness event number 2. Number 1 was a whole nother load of shit too, you know? Life's hard, yeah? Kicked out, locked out for doing nothing but having integrity in a time of serious need to be integrous, right? When something is wrong and something is not right, you're allowed to say so. And if other people tell you otherwise, you have to make serious decisions. Yeah, and go with your integrity. And you got to keep it real. Simple as that. And everyone has their own rules in their house, and you've got to respect that. If it's somebody else's home, or they declare it as specifically their home, and that's how they want to look at it, you have to respect that, and you have to just bow out. And if people want to violate and manipulate you, or change the locks, or just play silly mind games, you've got to be willing to walk away and leave it all behind. And that's obviously another great blessing for me, is there's times in life where I've just packed up and took the bare minimum that I could get out within a 4-hour window and just walk. Leave all of my possessions, leave some of my other essential items, and just take the majority of what can fit in the van that I've got and leave and never go back to that. Never look back as that's something I need to live in again. Trauma, tragedy, abuse, lies, deceit, deception, and control. Yeah? 6 of Cups, 10 of Pentacles. You have a lot of memories about the past and the beautiful things that you've had. Yeah, so you could probably tell me some amazing stories about what you've been through too. 10 of Pentacles, 10 of Pentacles with a 6 of Pentacles here. Really showing me that your life's been incredibly gorgeous in the past as well. Beautiful memories, beautiful experiences. With Temperance and the 6 of Pentacles, with that, you're really, really aware of the equal give and take that makes a harmonious relationship. Like the stories that I've told you in the situations that I was in the past, that was actually family and friends, and that was people closest to me. And that was kind of situations that everyone would just kind of brush off like it's not a big deal, get over it. But when you're on a personal pilgrimage, and when you are doing spiritual stuff or shamanic, when you're a light worker, you go through turns. And I say turns deliberately, actually, because it's not like there's anything wrong with you mental health wise. There's nothing wrong with you whatsoever, right? But you're not acting like everyone else. I don't fucking work a standard 9 to 5 like everyone else. I'm an entrepreneur. I read tarot. I'm clairvoyant. I've been doing this for a long period of time. When you don't toe the line and you don't walk in the direction that everyone else does, then they're going through a turn. They're a little bit different. What's going on here? You're not conforming in the way that people want you to. Do you get what I mean? You don't earn money in the most conventional way either. If you're a trader or if you're running your own business, things are different. You're a YouTuber, you're an influencer. The attitude that people give to influencers nowadays. OnlyFans girls as well. At this window of time, I was working with, in the community with all these kind of different people as well. So it's kind of understanding what equal give and take is in a connection. And I don't know how valuable this reading is now, because I feel like this has just been a massive tangent for myself. I feel like maybe I should just keep this to me. But it's important. Because there's always this expectation from others. And for you to conform to a certain way of being. If you're a ballet dancer, you're going to have a specific routine, eating schedule, and way of living. If you work nights, you're going to have a different lifestyle. Yeah. If you work with children, you're going to have a very different behavior style. Yeah? If you're a manager, if you're a leader, if you're a boss, if you're in the public eye, every persona is different. Every archetype and personality trait is different. Influencers, entrepreneurs, public figures, different. If you're the mother, if you're the father, if you're a brother or a sister, different. Expectations, different. If you're black, white, Asian, different. Because once again, stereotypes exist. And we are all different anyway, but the way that we often get tarnished with this brush of same, or you must behave this way if you come from this sector, or this social group. Starseeds, light workers, we choose to go out on our own and evolve independently. And the hardest life lesson we come up against again and again is that difference. You think you're doing a great thing by bringing everybody else into your evolutionary force field. It's amazing because now you're sharing your evolution with the others. You're sharing your gifts. You're sharing what you've learned. You're sharing your talisman. You're sharing your totem. You're sharing your tarot. You're sharing your books. You're sharing your education. You're sharing your music. You're sharing your spiritual soul, your light with the others. And that's gorgeous and healing when the others can reciprocate and give you that light back. But when others look at that light and despise it, are jealous, are hateful, your light is intelligible to them because they have never once seen light of that kind or caliber, because they only know duller tones, they only know shadow. They don't go to church, they don't read the Bhagavad Gita, they don't read the Bible. They don't know quantum mechanics. They don't do light language. They don't do meditation. They don't know about mindfulness. They are not clairvoyant. They do not see the other side. They do not do crystal healing. They do not do Reiki. They do not understand astral projection. They do not believe in the clairsenses. So it's gorgeous that you're doing what you're doing, but if they don't understand or believe, then they are just deceiving entities in your circumference when you need more light. Because they're a proxy, an entity, an element of doubt. Mean and harsh for me to say it like that, and I don't even want to apologise for the first time in my life, because it would be silly to. Because sometimes when you do it's an error in there's an error in the system, yeah. There's a bug in the code, and that bug's someone we've known for a really long time. But they denounce our belief system, and you're allowed different beliefs. I always advocate for the left and right in the debate, and shows like Jubilee where you do one conservative against 20 liberal. I live for that. The conversation's important, but they're not in the nest. That's not someone you go to bed with every night. That's not someone you meet up for drinks with every Tuesday. That's not your best friend that comes round for coffee on a Saturday night or Saturday morning. That's not one of your good mates. That's not one of your closest allies. Because why would it be? When their whole perception of your truest reality is a Decepticon vibration. It wouldn't make sense to associate with that energy consistently, because it is in a high vibration that aligns to your mental health and emotional well-being, being its best. Because you need love, support and fellowship, kinship, believers. Yeah? And that isn't ego-driven. Because if you're surrounding yourself with skeptics, that's great. Do that for your 9 to fucking 5. Do that a few times a week. Do that to challenge your sense of self. But do you want good mental health and emotional well-being? Because if you do, you're going to need to be around light source that's aligned to you. And tell me otherwise in the comments. Tell me that's naive and ignorant and that's selfish. But that's like, do you know what? I worship God, but I'm going to spend my afternoons with Satan. Why not? Why not? Believe in Jesus, but do you know what? Wouldn't mind chilling with Lucifer for a little bit, just for the sake of it. Doesn't make sense. And that's how we look at it, because that's energy. Yeah? If you are a child of God and that is your belief system, embrace that journey and that vibration. And don't make excuses for like, well, Lucifer keeps calling me every fucking Tuesday wanting to go out for drinks. Well, it's up to you to decide whether or not you want to go out with Lucifer and then be drained the next day and spend the next week regretting the time you spent with Lucifer. Because that's a Lucifer vibration. And this is a new approach I'm taking on the channel, and I quite like it as well. We are going here. Lucifer vibration is now a new thing. Okay. The Star card. Page of Wands. And the Six of Swords. Followed by the Nine of Cups. And that's our last card. And I came here talking to you about the Nine of Cups. So with the Page of Wands coming out with the Star, this young passion in you, this side of you, is only really manifesting again now. So it's been suppressed. It's something you deserted. It's something you let go of. It's a part of you that wasn't really present because there was a lot of other things in your presence. Let's say it like that. Like, I'm just coming back to tarot now on YouTube now. Even though there's a lot of videos out on this platform, I've been gone. My time over here hasn't been consistent. It's been really sporadic. And the times I've been off, I've just been focusing on self. And I don't like the idea of putting out content or making anything without having a clear mind. I know how important it is to be really stable in mind, body and spirit. And if I'm burdened and I've got Lucifer hunting me down, yeah, past energies or entities or past trauma that's unresolved, or I'm going through dark night of the soul, then there's no benefit of me coming here to do tarot or bring that energy onto the platform. I need to heal first. I needed time to grieve all the family I'd lost too. And the times that I did pull up, it was like, well, actually, I've gone through a massive light shift. I want to share that paradigm shift I've just gone through. That's important. When you feel guided, you go with it. When you don't feel guided, you don't go with it. And that's how you should operate. And now a lot of you guys are coming back into the fold of something that you really should be doing in your life after getting all of these other pieces into the right place. And well done you. And now you're moving on in Nine of Cups. That's amazing, because at the start of the reading, this is no word of a lie. At the start of the reading, I spoke about being fluid, didn't I? I spoke about the fluidity of being in Nine of Cups, living in Nine of Cups. I feel like that was with you guys, unless I had that conversation to myself in my own reading, which I'd done before this, that brought me here. But wherever I spoke about that Nine of Cups becoming fluid and living in the Nine of Cups, moving with the Nine of Cups, the last card coming out in this Celtic spread is the Six of Swords clarified by the Nine of Cups. Living and moving fluidly in Nine of Cups, living in your now. Regardless of how delayed it may feel. This is what you wanted. God can't give you the next thing until you glorify what you have now internally with him and live it, embrace the external rewards of that. Yeah? And that's simple things sometimes. I'm in my home with my 2 cats. They're sleeping. They're comfortable. The lounge looks gorgeous. The house is nice and clean. I love everything that I now have here that has got me stable and grounded. I've got myself back together after really being down and out and going through a really awful grief cycle and homelessness cycle that has taken me like 5 years, yeah? 5 years from COVID to homeless, to grieving, to homeless again, to grieving all of that combined, to then getting wrapped in abusive, toxic cycles with all of the different events that spiraled out from those events. That I couldn't close out cycles with a lot of people. I couldn't close out toxicity. I couldn't heal. All this stuff was just popping back up again and again, like that crocodile game at the carnivals, that you just got to keep hammering the fucking crocodiles that just keep coming up, trying to fucking gnaw at your life, right? And that was the biggest challenge of my life ever. From the ages of 33 to 37, I have been through hell, fighting for everything I have now. And it feels silly because you feel like I should be further ahead now. I'm getting too old. I can't believe it's taken me this long. No, don't look at it like that. Never look at it like that, guys. Okay? What I say to myself more than anything else now as well is many of us are going to be here until we're like 80, 90. Yeah? 70, 80, 90. So how long have you got left? If we go the minimum on this scale is 70, yeah? It's mid-70s, late 70s, average natural death toll for everyone here on the line. No one's going to have a tragic ending anytime before that. Then how much time you've got left on the clock? If you're 40, 50, 60, 70, you still got 30 years here. Some of you got 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 years. So I don't want to hear crying or drama. You can change your life. You can manifest anew. You can start again. The things I've manifested in my life are unbelievable. And that's because every time I got knocked back down, shut your mouth and stay there. Don't you dare think you can evolve. No, you will not be getting anything. Like, just knock them down, knock them down, knock them down. You're beneath me. You're never going to make it. All that negative self-talk. All the people in your life that told you couldn't. People that use their house or their money or their position at work to control you and make you feel small. Let them go. Let it go. Because that's only been used as a strengthener for you to get you to where you are today. And it is about the humble ownership of what you have now. And what I acknowledge all the time, every day I wake up as well, is even 20 years from now, 30 years from now, 40 years from now, and this is what I really try and accept every day as well, I'm not going to have any more than I do now. I'm not going to, okay, I could have kids and a family and billions and trillions, yeah? But that isn't going to be anything really different to what I have now. Because the stable ground is here. The self-actualization on Maslow's hierarchy of needs is here, now. My mental health and emotional well-being is here, now. My freedom and liberation is here, now. I have it all now, yeah? So when you get encouraged by professors and light workers who are really advanced out there, going, act as if you do, act as if you do. Like, live as if you do. No, know that you do. Know that now you have it all. And don't waver on that. Understand you have it all now. Because either way, sometimes I do really simple things and I'm like, I'm going to have this in the future, but it's just going to be different. So what? I'll have more land. I'll have more money. I'll have more people around me that are of true love and light. I'll know more. I'll be busier. But the schematics, the blueprint, the infrastructure, I've already built that. I've already built the frame for my future reality. Yeah? So now it's just nurturing that. Now we're just nurturing the lives that we've manifested for ourselves and letting it blossom and grow independently on our own. Through just living in the now, living in the 9 of Cups. So I do this reading to you today with honour and gratitude for the fact that I have a place where it's quiet, it's my own. No one else can boss me around or violate my recording time. I don't have to stick signs on the doors or windows, recording in session, silence in this area, please. Like, when I think about the levels of what I had to go through to get content out in the past. And although, once again, I may not be where I'm at on the platform, number-wise, God, have I been around the world doing 100 other things outside the remit of just these numbers. For goodness sake, I'm developing systems that allow people to build their own algorithms, that liberate us from these algorithmic systems that exist. Yet I'm still playing with them to this day because we need to experiment and experience and still be like others and go through what they do. The YouTuber experience is fascinating from a nerdy standpoint, as is the influencer's journey. And we all do it in different ways. It's about taking part and showing up and being there and going for it and creating content more than being an influencer or a YouTuber, if we want to use those labels. It's about having the experience. Do you know how many people are scared to show up and have an experience? Think about all the networking events you've been to as well and how that's changed your life. I think about some of the networking events I went to, and this is what triggered me this morning. I was making cupcakes this morning, loads of different variety ones. I used to have a cupcake business. And in 2017, I went to a wealth mastery event in London. It was a free event, but it was a really, really big event. It was on all day. It was in a really plush hotel. It was well funded, and it was really bringing in hundreds of us at the event. It was amazing. And at that event, the lead said something to me, and he said, life is not a cakewalk, or business isn't a cakewalk, or this is no cakewalk. And in that moment, my career changed massively because he said that. That was John Lee. So big up John Lee. I know John Lee's gone through a lot in his life and got a really bad rap in the press, but I still love John Lee, I'm not going to deny. I have a lot of respect for John Lee because that event that he put on was absolutely sensational and it changed my life. So although he does not have a good relationship with that whole Wealth Mastery Dragons corporation anymore, he was amazing at what he done. And yeah, crazy to think how life turns. But he said that life is not a cakewalk. And in that fucking moment, I didn't even know who Warren Buffett was either. I wrote Warren Buffett on the piece of paper and then went home and Googled who he was. And that was in 2017, I believed. And in that moment when he said that to me, and I came to learn about my cupcake business, and I let him go on, I let all the millionaires speak, I let everyone say all the stuff they wanted to do, or all the stuff they were doing in their career. The Diana's Trust was there as well. The CEO from there, she was really inspirational, and that was really good for the School of Hermitology. Was actually a real thing then. But I had no idea how that was going to manifest because I still had the cupcake business kind of there, and the only business experience I had was doing nails at home for friends. And then obviously the cupcake business that I couldn't manage on my own anymore. My hands were getting tired and I was turning down bookings. So I didn't know what I was going to do in life. But sitting there and knowing that the school was my dream, and knowing that life is not a cakewalk, or business or entrepreneurship is not a cakewalk, I knew. And then I started doing markups in my head about all the cakes I already sold and what it was going to take for me to really, really be wealthy with a cupcake business. And what it was going to take for me to really get out there and make that happen. And that if I went down a cupcake business route, how limited the school of hermatology would have been, because it wouldn't really be able to birth because I'll be wrapped up in the cake business. So I had to really decide in that moment, and that was clarity that I'm not making cakes anymore. I'm done. That business is going in the trash. No, that's not a long-term viable business plan. And to this day, the only cupcake company I know in the UK that's kind of reached any levels is Lola Cupcakes. Beyond that, there's not much going on. I believe that is £1 million company, but beyond that, there's not much more going on. And I assessed that back then. I said, I'm not going to go any further than Lola's Cupcakes, and I don't know how long cupcakes are going to be the vibe for. And that was before cupcakes really started trending. And I was already making rainbow cupcakes, which then blew up about 2 to 3 years later. Then cupcakes blew up after that, and now cupcakes have kind of died out. Cake business still a big thing. I was making like 3-tier cakes and cakes for different events. But you go with the flow, you listen to valuable advice that really hits a nerve with you, hits your chakras. Life is not a cakewalk. And I went, yeah, you're fucking right, it's not. You are absolutely accurate. What the fuck am I doing? And who the fuck is Warren Buffett? And why are all of you millionaires? And what is this sales pitch that you are giving. And what, like, my eyes just, I just evolved in that moment. That was a real moment of evolution for me to be at that event. And I spoke publicly at that event in front of everyone in the room. And actually, it was one of those moments where my voice started to crack a little bit because they were handing out the mic to anyone who wanted to put their hand up and speak. And I came and I spoke about the School of Hermitology, actually. I spoke about my company. And that was before incorporation as well. That was the earliest days of School of Hermitology. I would love to know what I actually said. I'm pretty sure that was recorded somewhere. But I stood up in the middle of a fucking crowded room with hundreds of people in it, and I just started talking about the School of Hermitology and what my vision is for the future and the School of Wellbeing that I'm building. And I was shaky voiced, but I was just going hard on what I really believed in. And I just kicked ass because I'm amazing at talking. Obviously, I'm fantastic in all forms of life. And after that, I was not respecting the response I got, but I was just swarmed after that. Like, the moment I had kind of got up off my seat and I just went to the toilet, and I came by myself. So I'm a very hermetic person. I'm a hermit. So I'm not expecting engagement. After that, everywhere I went, I was just swarmed by people. Went to the toilet, came out the toilet, there was like, oh my God, it's you! Like, it was just such a, like, empowering moment for me, and overwhelming to know that I impacted so many people, and so many people just came and wouldn't stop talking to me and sharing with me, and everyone was telling me how amazing my idea was and how they loved what I was doing. Can I take your name? Can I take your number? Like, networking was just through the roof. It's a sensational, amazing, orgasmic experience to be at an event like that. So regardless of kind of how things planned out for that company, I think that was an amazing experience. And that's just Wealth Mastery Live really just stay with me as one of the most kind of profound experiences I've had. And I've been to loads of different things like that in different settings, but that was a massive weekend event, and it really did make a difference to my life and a lot of people in that room. So big up the amazing entrepreneurs that really do come down to the lower levels for us and help us out, you know. And may we all continue to try and do things in healthy, rich, prosperous ways, and be integritous in our pursuit of light and abundance, you know. Because sometimes things do go wrong, you know. So I'm sending love and light and healing to all of you guys, and I can't believe what this has been. This has been more like a tarot and talk today, but I feel honoured to be able to share my experience and to dissect so deeply parts of what I've been through, and hope that kind of finds you well. And I hope that there's parts of the story that you can pin and compare your reality to, and understand how you've cycled through the things that you have and how you've come out on the other side. And how we all learn from lessons, and how integrity is incredibly important for us, and how it's not always about the destination or the pace, and sometimes the delays are just as important, you know, and the grief is important too. The losses are important, yeah, and there's no element of your story that isn't valid and worth noting, and in memory it does become awesome, because to get to this age and go, whoa, that memory and that experience was so significant, you know. At the time it was just life, but upon reflection that was really, really powerful, and I'm really, really grateful. And there's always that part of you that wants to say, if I wish I had more right now, I wish I already had all of these things. But life is indeed a journey, and pace yourselves for the next 30 years, the next 40, the next 50, the next 60, because there's so much more to revel in. And all I ever wanted was to do this. Tarot. With the people. Using my cards to see and share and just go there. And I can get to do that now, with no interruptions, with absolute peace and harmony. So I've achieved it. I'm living in 9 of Cups. I've manifested it. And so have you. Okay, so although we've got manifestation 2, manifestation 2.4, manifestation 219, manifestation 1462, manifestation AZP9214 6ZE, I mean, we're here. Don't worry. Yeah? God sees it. God's ticking them off. So keep working on you. Keep working on love and light and healing energy. Remember who you are. Remember why you're here. And remember what you have right now. Love and light.